How frogs brought a dead village back to life. It was a beautiful village. There was no shortage of anything in the village. The villagers lived very happily. The people were strong, no one got sick. There was a big pond in the village. The pond was full of fish, birds, and many frogs. Once it was rainy season. In the evening, the frogs passed their time screaming and singing joyfully. One day a man from a distant place came there and told the villagers, "Such screaming of frogs is a sign of great misfortune. Drive them out before danger comes to the village and offer sacrifice to the snake deity." The villagers were very afraid of that stranger. They killed the frogs ruthlessly wherever they found them and organized snake worship. The poor frogs couldn't understand what was wrong with them. There was no limit to their misfortunes. Those who survived immediately left their beloved place and fled to another village. The new village to which the frogs fled was the exact opposite of the old one. The people here were more miserable than the frogs. They were very poor. Their bodies were flat, eyes were dull. Hence the village was called Dead Villa by everyone. The reason for this was a terrible disease in the village. All the people of the village suffered from this disease. Many people could not live with it and moved away. No one could find out the cause of the disease. Dead Villa already was filled with the frogs who had fled their place. There was a canal in a forest in the middle of the village. The canal was very dirty. The village pigs came and rolled there merrily. The frogs came and entered the canal. In fact, the dirty canal was the messenger of death for the villagers. There lived a kind of mosquito. They liked to live with pigs and carried the germ of a severe disease. These mosquito bites made the villagers sick and dying. Mosquitoes and mosquito larvae are the tempting food of frogs. Who gets them now? Thousands of mosquitoes in the canal began to enter their stomachs. They also hurriedly began to eat the female mosquitoes lying on the pigs' bodies. As a result, the mosquitoes began to disappear. Though some mosquitoes survived, they moved away as there was no place for them to live there. Dead Villa suddenly came to life. The people were healed of their diseases and became strong. Those who had left the village returned and lived happily ever after. They began to say with joy, "Wow! How beautiful life is!" Those mosquitoes who survived had already fled to that beautiful village. There were many pigs grazing on the banks of that pond. They happily nested in the bodies of the pigs and laid their eggs in the water near the pond. There were no frogs there to eat the mosquitoes and their young. There was a sudden disaster in that village. The germs of a terrible disease spread around the village. The village was covered with the death cries of the people. They were wailing, "Alas! Alas! Who will help us now?" This is how this living village became another dead village.